Vlissingen, Zeelandic, Vlissienge, historical name in English. Vlissingen is a municipality and a city in the southwestern Netherlands on the former island of Walcheren. With its strategic location between the Scheldt River and the North Sea, Vlissingen has been an important harbour for centuries. It was granted city rights in 1315. In the 17th century, Vlissingen was a main harbour for ships of the Dutch East India Company. It is also known as the birthplace of Admiral Michiel de Ruyter. Vlissingen is mainly noted for the yards on the Scheldt where most of the ships of the Royal Netherlands Navy are built. Geography. The municipality of Vlissingen consists of the following places: City, Vlissingen; villages, Oostzuburg, Rithum, and Westzuburg; Hamlet, Grootebeel. History. The fishermen's hamlet that came into existence at the estuary of the Scheldt around AD 620 has grown over its 1,400-year history into the third most important port of the Netherlands. The Counts of Holland, Flanders, and Zeeland had the first harbours dug. Over the centuries, Vlissingen developed into a hub for fishing, especially the herring fishery, commerce, privateering and the slave trade. Under the Treaty of Nantes, such English garrisons were stationed here and at Brill to keep these ports out of Spanish hands. During the heyday of the Dutch Golden Age, ships from Vlissingen set sail for the various outposts of the Dutch colonial empire and contributed to the world power of the seven provinces. The history of Vlissingen was also marked by invasion, oppression and bombardments. Because of its strategic position at the mouth of the Scheldt, the most important passageway to Antwerp, it has attracted the interest, at one time or another, of the British, the French, the Germans and the Spanish. Floods have also been a constant threat. Vlissingen declined during the 18th century. The Napoleonic Wars were particularly disastrous. After 1870, the economy revived after the construction of new docks and the Walcheren Canal, the arrival of the railway and the establishment of the shipyard called the Scheldt. The Second World War interrupted this growth. The city was heavily damaged by shelling and inundation but was captured and liberated by British commandos of 4th Special Service Brigade on 3 November 1944. The city was rebuilt after the war. In the 1960s, the seaport and industrial area of Vlissingen Oost developed and flourished. Now this area is the economic driving force behind central Zeeland, generating many thousands of jobs. Nowadays approx. 50,000 ships annually from all corners of the world pass through the Scheldt. Tourists are attracted to Vlissingen not just because of its history and maritime character, but also because nowhere else in the world do large ships pass this close to shore. Name. Etymology. The derivation of the name Vlissingen is unclear, though most scholars relate the name to the word fles in one way or another. According to one story, when St. Willibrord landed in Vlissingen with a bottle in the 7th century, he shared its contents with the beggars he found while trying to convert them. A miracle occurred, familiar to readers of hagiography, when the contents of the bottle did not diminish. When the bishop realized the beggars did not want to listen to his words, he gave them his bottle. After that, he supposedly called the city Vlissienge. Another source states that the name had its origins in an old ferry service house, on which a bottle was attached by way of a sign. The monk Jacob van der Shaw, who visited the city in 967, then apparently called the ferry house Het Veer aan de Fles. Because many cities in the region later received the appendixing, the name, according to this etymology, evolved to Vlissienge. According to another source, the name was derived from the Danish word Vlies, which means tides. The eastern cape of Novaya Zemlya, Cape Vlissingski, was named after the city in 1596 by Willem Barent Sz. Historical English name: Flushing. Vlissingen was historically called Flushing in English. In the 17th century, Vlissingen was important enough to be a town that English speakers referred to, and that had acquired its own English name. For example, Samuel Pepys referred to the town as Flushing in his diaries. In 1673, Sir William Temple referred to Vlissingen as Flushing once and Vlissienge twice in his book about the Netherlands. Some English writers in the Netherlands also used the Dutch name Flushing, originally a Dutch colonial village founded in 1645 and now part of Queens, New York City, was first called Vlissingen after the town in the Netherlands. The English settlers who also came to live in the village shortened the name to Vlissingen by 1657 and then began to call it by its English name, Flushing, and this continued and grew after the conquest of New Netherland. The Anglicization of Vlissingen into Flushing did not occur after the conquest of New Netherland, but in England well before then. This village was the site of the Flushing Remonstrance. The village of Flushing in Cornwall was also named after Vlissingen. Originally named Nankersee, the village was given its name by Dutch engineers from Vlissingen in the Netherlands who built the three main quays in the village. The use of Flushing as the English name of the town continues as the correct English name. Tourist attractions: Beelden Huis, Belgische Ludschuizen, Bisjibu, Tokyo Van Perry, Fontaine ten Agadactonus Aan Elizabeth Wolf en Agatha Dekin, Fort Ramekens, Garner's Owens Bakery en Kazamatten, Garrison Bakery en Amp Casemates, Gevangentoren, Groot of St. Jacobskerk, Het Arsenaal, Hoofdkantoor, De Scheldt, Koepervaarder Monument, Lampseshui, Leeuwentrap, Lutherskerk, Zeelandic, Standbeeld Michiel de Ruyter, NS Station Vlissingen, Ons Liefvrouwenkerk, Orangemolen, Klein Veerwinden, Reptilen Zoo Iguana, Sardijntoren, Stadhuis Vlissingen, Timmerfabriek, Watertoren, Willem III Kazerne, Windorgel, Woldhuis, Zeemanserve. Topography. Topographic map of Vlissingen. Sept. Climate. Vlissingen has a temperate oceanic climate that is milder than the rest of the Netherlands due to its more southern location on the coast. It is approximately 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer annually than Groningen in the northeast. It is also one of the sunniest cities in the Netherlands, receiving approximately 180 more sunshine hours than Maastricht in the southeast. Notable people. A number of Dutch admirals were born in Vlissingen. Among them are Michiel Adriaans Sunder Ruijter, Dusten Adrian Bankert and the three admirals Cornelis Evertsen. See further people from Vlissingen. Others: Ellen Koppigen, astrologer and entrepreneur. Transport. Railway stations: Vlissingen, Vlissingen-Subburg. Ferry connection to Breskens, since the Western Scheldt Tunnel was opened on March 2003 for pedestrians and cyclists only. There used to be a ferry service to Sheerness operated by Olau Line. It was terminated in 1994.